Alright, I don't know if this is going to work. As you can see, I've marked all of these, with the exception of one, which I'm about to mark, with a little red X. Now initially my thought was, okay, I'll do that, and that way I know which ones I've done and which ones I haven't. Not that I couldn't tell anyway. But now my thought is I'm going to flip these over and polish them the other way, because it's easy to do it, you know, kind of in this direction. But it's very difficult to get it down low. So I figured if I flip it over, I'll do it in the other direction, and if I get rid of the little cross, then I've done it. So we will see how that goes. You may or may not see this clip. While on the crank, just wanted to show you guys this. As you can see here, it ends, but it is actually a spiral, and it wraps all the way around and then comes back here, and the idea is that it throws the oil back in this direction rather than that direction, which would be out onto the clutch plate, which is not what you want. So this is an oil thrower, as I would understand it, and it, you know, there is a seal here, but as it rotates in the seal, it throws the oil in that direction back into the engine where oil belongs. And I know that's a oxymoron for British engines, but we can get it right sometimes. Just to follow on from that, you see how it is here and how the line gets closer and closer and closer and then disappears. So as it rotates, it throws it that way, as I've said before. Sorry to go on about it, but just thought you might like to see the other side. Right, I don't know if this is going to work, but it's worth a try. I want to try and flush the inside of the crank. So now that I've finished doing the bearings, I've taped up all the holes, and no, there are no holes on this centre bearing. It's fed, oil is fed into that by the thrust washers. I know the tape will eventually come off, so my plan is to undo the core plug at this end and pour in probably cellulose thinners, maybe gasoline, I'm not sure yet. Yeah, pretty sure it's going to be cellulose. And I know eventually that will unstick the tape, but hopefully it'll bring all the crap with it. We will see. Having now completed flushing out the crank, which seemed to work remarkably well, there's nothing in them now. I have put the original slush plugs back in using red Loctite and peening them over. You'll also notice here it was protruding slightly. It did this on a couple of them, so I just very, very lightly filed that down, because obviously I don't want to take off too much meat. And that is it now. The next thing I have to do will be to remove the pilot bearing. I'll just rent a tool from my local AutoZone or O'Reilly's or whoever. And looking at the hole, hopefully you can see it. It's kind of ovaled, so it definitely needs to be replaced, but it's something I would replace anyway. And also I'm going to clean up this surface here. I'm not sure where the dowels are. There should be 2 dowels in here. I'll have to see if I can find those. If not, I'll have to purchase them. But the crank's not come out too bad. It is not perfect by any means, but it's looking pretty good. It's a bit grubby at the moment because I've been handling it, so I'm going to clean up all those bearings, give them a final polish, and then it is really ready to go back into the block once I finish the work on the block.